Francis Gilbert, also known as Ivan Charles and Boost Boost, of Guava State, St. John, former employee of the Solid Waste and Cocoa and Nutmeg Associations, passed away on Friday, 3rd September 2021, at the age of 86. Left to mourn his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, and other relatives and friends. The funeral of the late Francis Gilbert, also known as Ivan Charles and Boost Boost of Guava State, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Mavis Augustina Lewis, also known as Shorty, of Brazan St. George, a well-known market vendor, passed away on Saturday, 11th September 2021, at the age of 71. She was the mother of Teresa Lewis, also known as Minnie, grandmother of Dane and Danelle, sister of Gordon Joseph, Augusta and Gloria Lewis, stepmother of Jadine, close and dear friend of Junior Mason, aunt of many including Sherry-Ann, Keisha, Joni Marie, Dorsel, Peter, Christine and Anne, sister-in-law of Papa Ned and Shamari Lewis, mother-in-law of Lincoln Tate, grandmother-in-law of Thera. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Marie and family, Pinky and family, Enid and family, Jessie and family, Sonia and family, Myrtle and family, Catherine and family, Althea, members of the Roman Catholic Church Brazan, Anthea, the Lewis, Baptiste and Joseph families of Cherry Hill, Willis, Happy Hill, Brazan, and friends and neighbors of Happy Hill, Willis, Brazan, and surrounding areas. A memorial service for the late Mavis Augustina Lewis, also known as Shorty, of Brazan St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Stanley Leonard Hagley, also known as Whoop Whoop, of Corinth St. David, passed away on Friday, 3rd September 2021, at the age of 96. He was the husband of Eulyn Francis, father of Hermione Lamoth in the USA, Hilary Francis Dixon, Jennifer and Kester Hagley in Canada, Godwin Francis in Papua New Guinea, Keith Francis, Sergeant Alban Francis, Sergeant Jason Hagley, Robert and Hensley Francis, and Hilda Mahone. Grandfather of 29 including Joan Francis in Canada, Ellis Lamoth, Lindy Ann Francis, Giselle MacDonald, Kareem Pascal, Rashad and Raynell Francis, and Rosa. Great-grandfather of Alicia Lamoth, Lemaya, Crystal and Jamola Francis. Brother of Virginia Hagley Murrell, Hemi and Alan Hagley in England. In-laws Rosalind Joseph Francis, Patricia Hagley, Marcia Francis, Lorraine Francis and Gail Francis. Many other relatives and friends including the Purcell family of Tempe, the Hagley family of New Hampshire, the Francis and Hagley families of Corinth, and friends and neighbors of Corinth, Westerhall and Willis. The funeral of the late Stanley Leonard Hagley, also known as Whoop Whoop of Corinth St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Nigel Bell of Grand Roy St. John passed away on Tuesday, 14th September 2021, at the age of 45. He was the brother of Gertrude, Steve and Paul in the USA, Carol and Carolyn in the UK, Agnes, James, Valmon, Denzel and Teresa in Grenada. Uncle of many, including Floris, Lucky, Sheldon, Abby, Hannah, Lorna, Kimonda, Kimon and Chilon. Nephew of Claudette and Trevor Bell. Many other relatives and friends including the Bell family of Grandans and Woburn, the Badeau and Belfont families of Grove, the Edwards family of Grandroy, drivers and conductors on the Western Route, fishermen of Grandroy, and friends and neighbors of Grandroy, Mount Plaisir and surrounding areas. A memorial service for the late Nigel Bell of Grandroy St. John will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cynthia Hackett of Pedmotar St. David passed away on Saturday 11th September 2021 at the age of 86. She was the mother of Denise Latouche, Joycelyn, Josh, Lorna, Sharita, Pamela, Laurel, William, Samuel, Carl, Carly and Daniel Hackett. Grandmother of 25, great-grandmother of 31, sister of Agnes Gilbert in Trinidad, Roy Johnson in the USA, and Andrew Johnson in Tortola, mother-in-law of Lilith Hackett in the USA. Many other relatives and friends, including members of the St. Dominic's Catholic Church, and friends and neighbors of Pedmotar and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Cynthia Hackett of Pedmotar St. David will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Gerald Julian of Boca St. George passed away on Friday 17th September 2021 at the age of 85. He was the father of Kenny Julian and Gillian Julian Francis in the USA, Alistair Irvin Joseph, Patrick Nelson and Tamara Lewis in Grenada, grandfather of many, father-in-law of Garfield Francis in the USA and Yvonne Nelson, brother of Winston and Tony in Grenada, uncle of many including Howard, Wayne, Alan, Gerald, Ashley, Kent, Michelle, Lester and Florence, uncle-in-law of Sandra, Wade, Brenda, Velma, Janice, Roland, Kwame, Christo, John, Ralda and Casimir, brother-in-law of Helen Barry. Many other relatives and friends including the Penny, Strawn and Ross families of Boca, Dowlin, Victor, Vincent, Gary, Nigel, Lynette, Spencer, Geislin, Pearl, Gregory and Rita, Joseph, Jude and Walter Ross, Martha Alexander, Patrice, and friends and neighbors of Boca, Willis, Vendham and the Bolio community. The funeral of the late Gerald Julian of Boca St. George will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Eileen Eslin Fortune of Bellevue, South Carolina, passed away on Saturday 25th September 2021 at the age of 94. She was the mother of Annabella Fortune Rouget, Martin and Monica Fortune, Herman Fortune Isaac, Maria John, and Anne Allison Fortune, grandmother of Gloria, Lindy, Glenn, Rhonda, Tyrone, Natalie, Joshua and Theo Fortune, and Earl John, great-grandmother of Atara and Diana Fortune. Other relatives and friends including the Fortune, Bedeau, and Duncan families. The funeral arrangements for the late Eileen Eslin Fortune of Bellevue, South Carolina will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jane Victoria Skeet, also known as Victoria and Tantawi, of Coopers Hill, St. George, died on Thursday, 16th September 2021, at the age of 91. She was the mother of Geneva Skeet in Canada, Bruce Skeet employed at George F. Huggins, Elliot Skeet employed at Rainbow Janitorial Services, Talita Skeet in Trinidad, Bernard Skeet employed at Grenada Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, and Carol Skeet, sister of Victor Skeet residing in the USA, grandmother of 22, great-grandmother of 34, great-great-grandmother of 6, many nieces, nephews, relatives and friends including the Williams family of Belmont, the nurses and doctors at the St. George's Health Center, and friends and neighbors of the Coronage, H.A. Blair Street, Coopers Hill and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Jane Victoria Skeet, also known as Victoria, and Tantawi of Coopers Hill, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Rosemary Williams, also known as Louie, of Bellevue, St. David, passed away on Sunday 19th September 2021 at the age of 84. She was the mother of Fitzroy, Anselm and Neil Williams, grandmother of Don, Paul, Glenroy, Nicholas and Gerard, sister of Stanley, Popo, Eric and Joseph, mother-in-law of Diane and Rose, sister-in-law of Eileen Williams and Cecilia Mason, aunt of Glenys, Gail, Glemma, Meredith, Diane, Olive and many others residing in England, Canada, Grenada and Trinidad. Caretakers Meredith Lett and Lorraine Daniel. Close relatives and friends including the Bain family, the Kane family, Bernadette Joseph and family, the Francis family, the Noel family, the McQuilkin family, Gloria Daniel, Mordy Charles and family, Hermie Caliste, Mrs. Ndika Alexander, Deacon St. Louis and members of the Church of the Immaculate Conception St. David, the Way Group St. David, and friends and neighbors of Bellevue and surrounding areas, too numerous to mention. The funeral service and interment of the late Rosemary Williams, also known as Louis, of Bellevue St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Carol Mitchell of Le Beau Crochu St. David died on Monday, September 20th, 2021, at the age of 69. Left to mourn are her children Mary Claire, Marisa Imani, and Morris, grandchildren London, Josiah, and Karim, siblings Russell, also known as Pinks, Jean Duncan, Cynthia Farrell, and Grace Mitchell, sister-in-law Jeanette, special friend Gerald Bishop, goddaughter Tamika Batiste, a host of nieces and nephews including Marcia Farrell, cousins and friends including Sir Danny Williams, Jules Taylor, Cletus Taylor, Marva and Jenny Duncan, Avis Jessamy, Helena Patras and family, Jennifer Benjamin, Petra and Kay Charles, Ursula Francis, Ramba Singh, Alice and Alistair Campbell, Terence and Christine Regis, Desiree Fleming, Nurse Siobhan, members of the St. Martin de Porres Church, and neighbors and friends of Crochu and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Carol Mitchell of Le Beau Crochu St. David will be held privately, followed by private interment. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Theodore Augustus Allen Peters of Grove Estate, St. John, passed away on Saturday, 18 September 2021, at the age of 77. He was the father of Bernadette Modeste, Cardell and Kathian Hernandez in the USA, Dr. Terence Thomas, Judy Barry, Therese Benjamin, Wayne Thomas, Sherman Thomas and Clifford Thomas in the UK, Ray Modeste, Lincoln Modeste, Chad and Brendan Joseph, and Tessel Modeste Lewis in Grenada. Adopted father of Marcel Modeste in Grenada. Close companion of Joan Joseph. Stepfather of 7, including Natalie Joseph in Canada. Brother of Delon Benjamin, Bella Williams in Dominica, and Stella Benjamin in England. Grandfather of 49. Great-grandfather of 22. Father-in-law of Judy Thomas, Trish Suden, Jenny Thomas and Clarice Peters in the UK, Wayne Hernandez in the USA, Gary Benjamin, Alan Barry and Jerry Lewis in Grenada. Nephew of Dorcas Mason. Brother-in-law of Floris Ambrose and Irma Peters. Uncle of many in Grenada, the USA and England, including Alicia Peters and Jerry Benjamin. Many relatives and friends including the Mason, Benjamin, Vincent, Roden and Walker families, the Ganpot family of Redmond and Diego Peace, the Alexis family of Florida, Mr. McLean Andel, Selwyn Ambrose, and friends and neighbors of Grove Estate and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Theodore Augustus Allen Peters of Grove Estate, St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Martina Christine St. Louis née Rudder, of Union St. Andrew, who resided at Coker Road, Marion St. George, passed away on Monday, 20th September 2021, at the age of 69. She was the wife of Deacon Cecil St. Louis, mother of Cecilia St. Louis Donald, Christopher St. Louis, Costelia St. Louis Jeremiah in St. Kitts, Cardell St. Louis Gergerson in Barbados, Carville St. Louis, and Kareem Lewis. Grandmother of Andrea Donald, Selena and Leah Jeremiah, Romero, Seska and Makita Ferguson, Rihanna Douglas and Rebecca St. Louis. Sister of Joyce Downs in Barbados, Agnes Hutchinson and Anthony Rudder in the USA, John Charles Rudder in Trinidad, and Madonna Teresa Curtin in Grenada. Mother-in-law of Jude Jeremiah, Gregory Ferguson, Laurel St. Louis, and Shanali St. Louis. Sister-in-law of Kenneth Francis, Fitzroy Curtin, Emmeline Rudder, David and Francis St. Louis, Roland Wilson, Michael, Jeffrey, Jean Stewart, Mavis, Denise and Claudia Stewart, Rikisha St. Louis, Ilona Gilbert, and Charlene Leonard. Aunt of many including Keith, Linda, Jessie, Danevia and Dawnette Hutchinson, Henora Rudder, Jessilma Stafford, James, Florence and Kevon Curtin. Many other close relatives and friends including Joy Haig and family, Joyce Goddard and family, Amanda Taylor, Deborah Sween, Janelle Rodriguez, Esther Cox and the Food for Life team, the pastor and members of the Market Hill Evangelical Assembly, and friends and neighbors of Marianne and Union. The funeral of the late Martina Christine St. Louis near Rudder of Union St. Andrew, who resided at Cocoa Road, Marion St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jane Duncan of Cloget, who resided at Rosemount St. John, died on Sunday 19th September 2021 at the age of 72. Left to Mona her husband Llewellyn Duncan, children Anne-Marie Mason, Raleigh and Ronnie Duncan, and Nicole Duncan Chance, sisters Magdalene Lalit, Rosalind Quartley, and Verna Dabrio, brothers Simon Gunpot and Fenton Budhu, daughters-in-law Brenda and Melanie Duncan, sons-in-law Peter Mason and Sherwin Chance, grandchildren Brenda Lee and Brendan Duncan, Kimani and Kimron Smith, Shanique Chance, Tyler and Tara Duncan, Andrea and Ashley Batiste, sisters-in-law Esther Bisoon, Joycelyn and Verna Baldio, and Joan Gopal, brothers-in-law Henry and Winston Duncan, many nieces and nephews including Peggy Benjamin, Laura Mangle, Chrislyn Charles, Gloria Mangle, Israel Ganpot, Frank Dabrio, Crystalline Passidy, Margaret Ned, Shirley and Harford, Angela Lord, and Euris Segrest. Other relatives and friends including Sister Iris Francis, Micah Alexander, Sister Agneta Andrews, the pastors and members of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, the communities of Cloget, Redmond, and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Jane Duncan of Cloget, who resided at Rosemount St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Sarah Mark of Mount Craven St. Patrick died on Monday, September 6, 2021, at the age of 10. She was the daughter of Edison Frame, granddaughter of Lynette Scott, Lynette Frame, and Allen, sister of Naomi, Sheldon, Ruth, and Jason Mark. Many aunties, uncles, cousins, too numerous to mention. Many relatives and friends including the Mark, Fraser, and Frame families, and loved ones in the surrounding areas of Mount Craven, Shantimel, the principal, priest, staff, and students of the St. Patrick RC School, the Grenada Lions Club, the doctors, nurses, cooks, and cleaners of the General Hospital. The funeral service for the late Sarah Mark of Mount Craven St. Patrick will be held privately, followed by private interment. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Gracelyn Veronica Lewis, also known as Sister Grace or Auntie Grace of Mount Craven St. Patrick, who resided at Jean Anglais St. George, former employee at Cinnamon Hill Hotel, passed away on Monday, 13 September 2021, at the age of 69. She was the mother of Sarana N. Lewis in Grenada and Glennis M. Riddick in the USA, grandmother of Andre S. Williams, Jr., mother-in-law of Michael Riddick in the USA, sister of Judith McKee, Josephine, Glenna, Eustace, Dominic, Leroy, and Jenna Lewis in Grenada, George and Augustine Lewis in Trinidad. aunt of many including Nikitha Noel, O'Shea and Josanne McKee, Ronnie and Chard Lewis, and Andy Lewis in Canada. Many relatives and friends including Valerie Gilbert and Elizabeth Prince in the USA, Joan Stewart in Canada, Glenna Pilgrim, Grace Caliste and the Edghill family of Jean Anglais, Teresa Nicholas, also known as Norrin, Patricia Hagley, Junia Francis, Cletus Sylvester, Deanne Mills, the pastor and members of the Revival Faith Temple of Montgay and New Hampshire, the management and staff of Spice Isle Imaging Center, the Nicholas family of Montparnassus, the Lewis family of Montcraven, Happy Hill and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Gracelyn Veronica Lewis, also known as Sister Grace or Auntie Grace of Montcraven St. Patrick, who resided at Jean Anglais St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. John Telesford, also known as Brigadier, of Windsor Forest, who resided at Bailey's Bacalet St. David, passed away on Tuesday, 14th September 2021, at the age of 81. He was the husband of Bernadette, father of Valerie, Eric, also known as Suki, Anastasia, Terry, Ingrid, Kevin, Ken Roy, also known as Yam, Nikki, and Mark. Grandfather of many, including Judelin, Tara, Denisha, Natty, Socoria, Antonia, Soraya, Kenson, Jaden, and Nathan. Great-grandfather of many. Adopted father of Sebby Mitchell Francis, Sherlyn Mitchell, Vanessa Hagley, Leisha Hollingsworth, Lee Phillip, Nicole Cambridge, and Michelle Marichaux. Brother of Cynthia Telesford in Tobago, Bernadette Louiseau, and Joan Telesford. Brother-in-law of Keith, Jude, Jojo, Jocelyn, and Nestor. Nephew of Imelda and Alice. Many nieces and nephews, including Peterlyn and Roll Telesford, and Marlene Batiste. Father-in-law of Natasha Telesford, Tahira Phillip, and Supreme Samuel. Many cousins, other relatives, and close friends, including Denise Mitchell, Brenda Duncan, Trevor Joseph, Joan and family, the Telesford, Philip, Louiseau, Leslie, Andrew, and Joseph families, Reginald Lord and family, and friends and neighbours of Bailey's Bacalet and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late John Telesford, also known as Brigadier of Windsor Forest, who resided at Bailey's Bacalet St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Teresa Olive Harris Bartholomew, also known as Pantene, of Beausejour St. George, who resided in Trinidad, passed away on Tuesday, 14th September 2021, at the age of 75, left to mourn her children Anne-Marie, Lindo, and Ian Harris in the U.S., Francis, Waldron, Louisa, and Martin Harris in Grenada, grandchildren Kayla, Jude, Kenson, Liran, Jeremy, Grabby, Francine, and Anika, great-grandmother of 15, mother-in-law of Alison and Raphael, sister of Carlisle Batiste and Mavis Waldron, sister-in-law of Anne Batiste, Yvonne Harris, and Jennifer Waldron. Many nieces and nephews in Grenada, England, and Trinidad. Other relatives and friends including Miss Ross and family, Celia Bruno in the U.S., Louise Kerr Green and family, the Harris family, the Waldron family in Colombia, the Hall, Bain, McQueen, and Batiste families of Beausejour and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Teresa Bartholomew, also known as Pantene of Beausejour St. George, who resided in Trinidad, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Leslie Wellington, also known as Bucky, Corporal, and Zoot, of Cotton Bailey St. John, passed away on Wednesday, September 1st, 2021, at the age of 70. He was the father of Desiree Williams, Brandon Wellington, Kizzy Thomas, Asha Wellington, Tricia Abraham, Jency Thomas and Christy Thomas in Grenada, Denver Abraham, Keisha Abraham Batiste, Jamar Quinton Louiseau, Clifton Chetty Louiseau, and Cornelia Wellington in the USA. grandfather of 29, great-grandfather of 2, brother of Everall in the United Kingdom, Norma Francis, Marilyn Andrew, Winston, Thera and Carlson Wellington in Grenada, Fitzroy Williams, also known as Pharaoh in the USA, and Brenda in Trinidad. Uncle of many including Father Carl Haynes and Brent Joseph. Many other relatives and friends including the Wellington, Williams, Baldwin and Thomas families, the Murray and James families of Rucane and Grandroy, Joan Abraham and family, the McEwen and Holder families, Vanessa Welch and family, the Louisor family, Yato and family, the Antwine and Hector families, and friends and neighbours of Concord, Woodford, Grandroy, Marigot, Blackbay and Victoria. The funeral of the late Leslie Wellington, also known as Bucky, Corporal and Zoot, of Cotton Bailey St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Philip George Hyacinth, also known as Baloo, of Brazan St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 15th September 2021, at the age of 68. He was the son of Vanilla Haynes, father of Siobhan, Sherwin, Fernando, Eugene, also known as Maisie, and Wendy in the USA, adopted father of Lauren Charles, brother of Yvonne and Veronica in Venezuela, Adeline in Canada, Melda in the USA, Emmanuel, Claudius, Martin, Randa, Shirley and Glenna, grandfather of Teresha, Tevon, Asim, Anaya, Lauren, Nathaniel and Madison, great-grandfather of 7, uncle of 19, brother-in-law of Mario, Etta, Kenneth, Cleopatra, Sally Ann and Jude, caregivers Alana and Glenna. Many relatives and friends including Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, the Hyacinth family of Happy Hill, the Joseph family of Brazan, Cotton Bailey and Mount Granby, the Charles family of Happy Hill, and friends and neighbours of Brazan, Beausejour, Happy Hill, Willis and Concord. The funeral of the late Philip George Hyacinth, also known as Baloo, of Brazan St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Michael Ellis of St. Paul's, St. George, died on Wednesday, 15th September 2021, at the age of 64. Left to mourn his children Marcy, Candia, Karina, Shakira, Rashid and Malia, grandson Kelvin, close companion Rena Bishop, siblings Margaret, Alau, Don, Salim, George, Lesley-Ann, Belly, Cislin and Gordon. Close relatives the Pascal and Ellis families, Francis Bishop, Lord Chris and family, the GBN family, Power FM, Gentle and family, Scratch and family, Tammy at Knight's Auto, Auntie Mab and the Miners family. The funeral service and interment of the late Michael Ellis of St. Paul's, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Ralston Warren, also known as Vibrator and Spade, of Duquesne, St. Mark, who resided at River Road, St. George, passed away on Saturday, 11th September 2021, at the age of 61. He was the husband of Valda Warren, father of Felicia, Rondell, Rosetta and Johanna, stepfather of Samantha and Kathira, grandfather of Chantel, Cameron, Kaya and Kaylin, brother of Kathleen, Lyra, Carmen, Glenda, Levo, Dolan and Kishana, uncle of Cornwall, Don and Dunstan, nephew of many including David, Janice, Karen, Tasha, Anne-Marie and Shirley, cousin of Berlin and Pamela, brother-in-law of many including Lionel, John, Angela, Marilyn and Martin, many other relatives and friends including the Belfawn, Wilkins and Andel families, the staff of Her Majesty's Prisons, members of the Calypso Association, and friends and neighbours of Duquesne and River Road. The funeral of the late Ralston Warren, also known as Vibrator and Spade, of Duquesne St. Mark, who resided at River Road, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Maria Agnes Baptiste, also known as Sister Maria and Sister, of Boca St. George, who resided at Mount Hartmont St. George, died on Wednesday, 22nd September 2021, at the age of 79. Left to mourn are her husband Andrew Baptiste, son Carlisle Paul, siblings Cecil St. Louis and Michael Stewart, Denise Stewart, Marvis Stewart, Claudia Payden, Jeffrey Stewart, Maud, Gladwin Paul, and Elred Stewart. Daughter-in-law Hilary Paul. Sisters-in-law Brenda Baptiste, Joan Williams, Vernice Marichaux, and Jean Stewart. Brothers-in-law Zephyrin Baptiste and Leroy Baptiste. Grandchildren Chanel, Chantal, and Kendall Paul. Many nieces and nephews including Jasmine, Corselia, Jacob, Kizzy, Albi, Tron, and Shanika. Other relatives and friends including Hazel Ann and Hanson Clarence, the Paul, Strawn, and Gibbs families of Boca, the Lazarus family of Grenville, the pastor and first lady and members of the New Life Chapel, Vendham, Charmaine Paul Hittilal, Anne Griffith, Gloria Palmer, Elizabeth Jones, Jean Leslie, Veronica Charles, also known as Thin, Paula Cato, and Raymond Julian. The funeral of the late Maria Agnes Baptiste, also known as Sister Maria and Sister, of Boca, who resided at Mount Hartmont St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Merrill Forsyth of Laurelland St. David passed away on Saturday, 11th September 2021, at the age of 71. She was the mother of Lynn Alexander, Glenn, Vaughn, Karen, Adrienne, and Cyprian Forsyth, adopted mother of Eleanor, Garvin, Ivor, Alicia, and Nadine Lett, and Roland Telesford, and Pauline Lett Anderson, stepmother of Gwyneth Paul Steele, grandmother of Ariel Toussaint, Terek Rayborn, Cassidy Foray, Maya Alexander, Gemini Collins, Kiana Caden, Shanique, Zadrian, Zarian, Zende, Xavier, Nilani, and Nia Simone Forsyth, mother-in-law of Montgomery Alexander, Esther, Siobhan, Shamara, and Nicole Forsyth, sister of Violet Sylvester, Alison Sylvester John, Bernadette Pitt, and Michael Greenwich, sister-in-law of Phyllis Forsyth and Daphne Brown Greenwich. Many nieces and nephews in Grenada, the USA, the UK, and Canada, including Aisha and Ishmael John, Patricia, Basil, Don, Hannah and Jason Forsyth, Monique Thorne, Leonard Bubb, and Delroy Sylvester, niece of Louise Sylvester. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Dame Cecile La Grenade, Jocelyn Sylvester Gary, Siddiqui and Paul Sylvester, Bernadette Thomas and family, Thomas Alexis and family, Myra Gabriel and family, Ursula Gabriel and family, George Cherubin and family, Glenna Knight and family, Derek Telesford, Esther Fletcher, Patricia Garraway, Phyllis Hagley, Rennie Rush, Kashina Mitchell, Hermione Klein, Alison Miller, Catherine Langine, Father Carl Hayes, and the St. Dominic's Catholic Church community, the communities of Laurelland, Pedmota, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Merrill Forsyth of Laurelland St. David will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Lambert Noel, also known as Lambie or Bambi, of Windsor Forest St. David, who resided at Laurelland St. David, died on Thursday, 16th September 2021, at the age of 77. Left to mourn are his 4 children, Gillian Charles, Hazelyn Charles, Wayne Noel, and Roland Jelliso. Sisters Agista Campbell, Gloria, Giulietta and Onika Douglas, Leslie and Joseph, Marcel Street, and Teresa Paul. Brothers Justin and Anthony Douglas. Grandchildren Nyron, Marcus, Angel, Winnell, Lishon, Ryan, Rhea, Kalisha, Alicia, Anika, Simone, Jordan, Lorianne, and Lennon. Great-grandchildren including Odell, Jonelle, Markel, and Kamhal. Nieces including Shonali, Shorna, Marcia and Jesse Douglas and Sharma Pear. Nephews including Nicholas Douglas, Kivon Pear and Francis John. Father-in-law of Francine Dominic and Noreen Jelliso. Brother-in-law of Deacon Campbell, Curtis Joseph and Joseph John. Close relatives including Rebecca Douglas, Margaret Andrews, Christine Redhead and Alice in Tobago, the Douglas, Andrews and Sayers families of Windsor Forest, the John family of Pedmotar, and the Hostin family of Laurelland. Close friends including Thomas Walters, Michael Simon, Helen Alder, Esther Fletcher, Sylvia Samuel, the Batiste and Hagley families of Laurelland, Nurse Frederick and the staff of the Pedmotar Medical Station, Nikita Allard, and friends and neighbours of Laurelland, Windsor Forest, Pedmotar, Beaton and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Lambert Noel, also known as Lambie or Bambi, of Windsor Forest, who resided at Laurelland St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Tyrone Benjamin, also known as Frankie, of Grandon St. George, who resided in the USA, passed away on Monday 6th September 2021, at the age of 44. He was the son of Deltris Benjamin and Franklin Patterson, brother of Stephen Batson, Devon, Charlie, Gillian, Lisa and Joselle, nephew of Agnes Scott in the USA, Dora Pilgrim in Canada, Augustine Bruno and Cecil Bruno, uncle of Christopher, Keyshawn, Jim, Arkim, Kemola, Nika, Kenisha, Shamar, Zoe, Richard, Shevin, Chantel, Jamoya and Aniska. Close friend of Camille Morales in the USA, Marcia, Althea, Perry, Ray and Tracia. Other close relatives and friends including members of the Grandons basketball team, Paul McIntyre, colleagues of the Norwegian cruise liner, and friends and neighbours of Grandons and surrounding areas. A memorial service for the late Tyrone Benjamin, also known as Frankie, of Grandon St. George, who resided in the USA, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Beloved Reverend Leader Anthony Nesbitt and Twine, also known as Nesso, Courage, and Brother, an ex-truck driver of Pomerose St. David, departed this life on Wednesday 22nd September 2021 at the age of 86, left to mourn his children Rita, Michelle, Patsy, Selwyn and Twine, Rena Creft, Sean Brown and Valerie Ross in Canada, Fitzroy Twino and Twine, Violet Lumpers and Joan Skerritt in the USA, Augustine Master Willie Licorice, Magdalene Licorice, Anselm Noel, Martin Lumpris, Raymond and Twine, and Michelle and Twine Thomas in Grenada. Father-in-law of Rudolph, Casabal, Beverly, Patricia and Andrew in Canada, Judy and Bishop Christopher in the US, June, Celia, Selma and China in Grenada. 75 grandchildren including Kimberly, Wendy, Alicia, Candice, Kendon and Rihanna in Canada, Ryan and Peter in the United States, Carvel, Nifa, Ricia, Debbie Ann, Neilon, grandson, Nolan, Samantha, Chanel, Ian, Afia, Neil, Nakia, and Shirley Ann in Grenada. 90 great-grandchildren including Nikel and Nikela, Leslie, Jaden, and Jalisa. Brother of Christabel Thompson in the USA and Jocelyn St. Louis and Raphael Mitchell in Grenada. Brother-in-law of 2. Many nieces and nephews in Canada, the USA, Trinidad, and Grenada. Caretaker Lynette Hagley. Other close relatives and friends including Dana Alexander and family, Bishop Cox and family, the Antwine, Sylvester, Licorice, Moraine, Lett, Lumpers, Mitchell, Felix, Thompson, and Wickham families, and the McIntosh family of Carriacou, the members of the Mount Zion Spiritual Baptist Church and all Spiritual Baptist churches, and neighbors and friends of Pomerose and surrounding areas. The funeral service and interment of the late Reverend Leader Anthony Nesbitt and Twine, also known as Nesso, Courage, and Brother, of Pomerose St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Lester John Praddy Sam, also known as Punka, of Cornets Walk, Grove, St. John, who resided at Brazan, St. George, passed away on Monday, September 20th, 2021, at the age of 72. He was the husband of Agatha, also known as Stella, father of Claire Sylvester, also known as Ansay, and Candace Drakes in the USA, stepfather of Clyde Campbell, also known as Sam, adopted father of Rudolph Superville, grandfather of 12 including Corey, Crystal, AJ, and Josiah, brother of Eileen Inez Sam and Mystica Lewis in the UK, and Lillian Ferguson in Grenada, uncle of 32 including Catherine Joseph, Carlos Pecos Lewis, Sonia Ferreira, Jay and Janelle Ferguson, Maureen Church, Margaret and Anderson Sam, Quinta Francis, and Wilbert Tiggy Sam. Grand uncle of 81 including Odette Sam, Kristen Sam Henry, Delroy Wilson, Akebi Sam, Vondel Noel, Reese Sam, Dorian Williams, Trisha Tampe, Keisha Cox, and Michael Wickham. Great-grand uncle of 32. Father-in-law of Rodney Sylvester and Jeffrey Drakes. Brother-in-law of Alwyn Ferguson, Dennis Superville, Wilson Charles, and Sandra Alexander. Many other relatives and friends including Raphael, Johnny and Bertilda Superville, Mavis Joseph, the Praddy and Dakota families in Grenada and abroad, the Sam family of St. John, St. Andrew, and St. George, the Superville, Lewis, Joseph, Watts, Haynes, and Cooper families, the management and staff of Grenada Ports Authority, and friends and neighbors of Brazan, Grove, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Lester John Praddy Sam of Cornets Walk, Grove, St. John, who resided at Brazan, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Homes. Rebecca Joycelyn Collins, née Cummings, of Mount Fendu, St. Patrick, who resided at Paddock, St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 21st September 2021. She was the mother of Minnie Collins, Wilmoth Collins, also known as Shy, Glenroy Collins, also known as Figs, grandmother of many, including Dexter Prince Collins, Carrie, Keisha, Christy, Shamar, and Dorian George, great-grandmother of Caden MacDonald, Jerome, and Jarell, sister of Joan Cummings, aunt of many including Michael and Gwen Cummings and Margaret Richards, mother-in-law of Carmaine Gallucci, Sonia Collins, and Maureen Collins, many other relatives and friends including the staff of the Hillsview Home Grove, and friends and neighbors of Paddock, Belmont, and Springs, St. George. The funeral of the late Rebecca Joycelyn Collins, née Cummings, of Mount Fendu, St. Patrick, who resided at Paddock, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Homes. George Bernard St. John, also known as Monty, of Mardi Gras, St. George, former manager and director of Barclays Bank Grenada, Barbados, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and the United Kingdom, died on Saturday, 25th September 2021, at the age of 76, left to mourn his sons Richard and Marcus St. John, daughters-in-law Lisa Mitchell St. John and Michelle Cabral St. John, grandchildren Jordan, Marcus, Mariel, and Maya St. John, sisters Phyllis Murray, Norma Buxo, Annette Knight, and Valerie Monroe, brothers Morris and Robert St. John, Sir Walter St. John, and Claude Douglas St. John, sisters-in-law Anne Bishop, Kathy, Lady Yvonne and Valencia St. John, Pauline Leahy St. John, and Helen Spielman, brother-in-law Clifford Murray, many nieces, nephews, colleagues, and friends including Senator Chester Humphrey, Anne and Camille Humphrey, Angela Humphrey Lewis, Michael, Christopher, Margot, Connie, Nancy, Basil, Paul and Alvin St. John, the Gravy and Steele families, Nelson Lewis, Hugh Dolland, Michael Miners, and Sandy Bain, caregiver and household assistant Bernadine Horsford. The funeral service and interment of the late George St. John will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Sonia Belina Wilson, also known as Cousin Sonia, of Mount Pleasant, Carriacou, passed away on Sunday, September 12, 2021, at the age of 84. She was the mother of William Simon, also known as Smokes, and Pauline Simon, grandmother of Morris, Shamika, and Lehman, great-grandmother of Kia, Morgan, Aman, Harlem, Tishon, and Taraji, aunt of Leslie, Ian and Barry Simon, Jill, Roll, Gillian and Rudy Delisle, and Angela. Many other relatives and close friends, including Mary, Don, Monica Noel, Rita Noel McQuilkin, Joseph Noel, Emmanuel and Eileen Lang, Alma Phipps, Iris and David Russell, Laurel Lang, Gertrude Niles, Elmina Batiste, the Noel and Simon families of Carriacou, the United States, the UK, Trinidad and in Canada, and friends and neighbours of Mount Pleasant and surrounding areas, too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Sonia Belinda Wilson, also known as Cousin Sonia, of Mount Pleasant, Carriacou, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Clarice Elizabeth Moses Bowen Rubin of Laurelland St. David, who resided in Laventille, Trinidad and Tobago, died on September 21, 2021, at the age of 74. Left to Mona her children, Madeline, Michael, Marlene, Desmond, Hilroy in Canada, Karen, Kim, and Terence in Grenada. Close friend Joseph Gilbert. Sisters Janice, Yolande, and Cheryl in the USA, Deidre and Janice in Grenada. Brothers Francis in the USA, Lenroy, Joseph, Kenneth, Thaddeus, Albert, Tony, Lennox, and Patrick in Grenada. 16 grandchildren, 9 great-grands. Many nieces including Atlin Jones. Sister-in-law Maria Gilbert. Many other in-laws including Samson Otto, Joan Simmons Moses, Albert and Carol Bailey, and Nadia McNeil Moses. Other relatives and friends including the Gilbert, Moses, Bowen, and Blackett families of Beaton and Rucane St. David. The funeral service for the late Clarice Elizabeth Moses Bowen Rubin of Laurelland St. David, who resided in Laventille, Trinidad and Tobago, will be held privately, followed by private interment. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. May Agnes Thomas, also known as Auntie May of Moran St. John, passed away on Wednesday, 22nd September 2021, at the age of 99. She was the mother of Carl Wilson in England, Barbara Dodds in Trinidad, Faye, Erickson, and Terry Thomas. Grandmother of Garfield Roberts, Chad, Dwight, Joel, Gemma and Kitsa Thomas, Naomi and Carol Wilson, and Wendell Dodds. Great-grandmother of many including Ishmael and Jadia Thomas, Shadell, Zion, and Niley. Many nieces and nephews including Matthew, Eric and Sharon Thomas, Maureen Dialli, Ellen Benjamin, and Ronald Vincent. Grand aunt of Jimmy Dupre. Mother-in-law of Vilma and Molly Thomas. Other relatives and friends including the Honorable Clarice Modeste, Marjorie Straker and family, and friends and neighbours of Moran St. John. The funeral of the late May Agnes Thomas, also known as Auntie May of Moran St. John, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cyril Williams of Rucane St. David died on Saturday, 18th September 2021, at the age of 93. Left to mourn his children Dudley, Glenn, Trevor and Curtis Williams, Michael Thomas, Merle Dow, Cecilia Braveboy, Hammy and Natasha. 35 grandchildren, 42 great-grands, 5 great-great-grandchildren. Siblings Sir Daniel, Freddie, Victor, Percival and Lucy Williams, and Elaine Stewart. In-laws Benedict Braveboy, Cecil Dow, Donna Williams in the US, Margaret Williams in Canada, Karen and Julia Williams. Caretaker Luren Daniel. Other close relatives and friends, including Christelle and Chrisma Charles, Agnes Williams, Joyce, the Williams and Blesdale families of St. David. The funeral service and interment of the late Cyril Williams of Rucane, St. David, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Thaddeus George Greenwich, also known as Thaddy of Beaulieu, Snug Corner, St. George, died on Saturday 25th September 2021 at the age of 78, left to mourn his cherished wife Marina Penny Greenwich, children Alandi, Christopher and Anderson Andy Batiste in the USA, and his daughter Princess, Vic and Pascal residing in Grenada, adopted daughter Candia Bascom Hayward residing in Bermuda, brothers Bernard Greenwich residing in the USA, Cecil Greenwich and James Andrew in Grenada, 3 sisters Patricia Greenwich Boker residing in Canada, Phyllis Canterbury in Barbados, and Yvonne Superville in Grenada, 5 grandchildren all residing abroad, several nieces and nephews, son-in-law Patrick Pascal in Grenada, daughters-in-law Abigail Penny and Carol Alexander Batiste in the USA. Special mention of a close and dear friend of the family, Mrs. Veronica James of Beaulieu. Other relatives and friends including the Greenwich and Gilbert families of Beaulieu, the Tobin family of Lamode, the Penny, Jones, Adolphus and Alexander families of Boca and Beaulieu, the Monroe family in Trinidad, the Lawrence family, and the Rennick family residing in England. Other neighbours and close friends of Beaulieu, including the Beaulieu Church community and Father Sean Duggett. Many other friends and relatives, too numerous to mention. The funeral service and interment of the late Thaddeus George Greenwich, also known as Thaddy of Beaulieu Snug Corner, St. George, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Rita Darius of Pierre Marie Crochu St. Andrew, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Thursday, 9th September 2021 at the age of 73. She was the sister of Olive Darius in Canada, Rosie Teresa Gilbert, Cecil in the United States, Francis Darius, Gloria in Grenada, Maria Fraser in the UK, Jean Mitchell, Enoch in the US, Jacintha Gill, Ken in the United States, and Francis Thomas in the USA. Sister-in-law of many including Joycelyn Darius in the US. Aunt of many including Mauricia Darius Guichard, Kirk Ward and Petlin Darius Steele, Andy, Vaughan, Dwight, Shauna Darius, Maxine and Carleen Mitchell, Dillon, Francis, Alex and Amber Darius, Kerry Gill, Jude and Marvin Fraser, Curtis Mitchell, Worrell David and Fran Marichal, niece of Mary Fraser and Erlin Sylvester in Trinidad. Many cousins, other relatives and friends, including Valentine, Marcel K. and Theodore T. John, Joan, Lydia, Lloyd, Gail, Joel, Vincent, Patsy, Eugene, Julie, Dolores, Venita, Eunette, Daphne and Carvel, Vita, Joan, Irma, Nortion, Christina, Grace, Gary and Mel Summer, Peggy and Finn Bapere, Venda Havies, Ingrid Clark, Eula, Esther and Claudia Hippolyte, Velda Samuel and Monica Entwine, and friends and neighbours of Crochu and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Rita Darius of Pierre Marie Crochu St. Andrew, who resided in the United Kingdom, will take place on Tuesday, October 5th in the UK. Arrangements entrusted to Lackwell Brothers Funeral Homes.
Laurie Maguire, also known as Pass, Rev and Chappie of Maryborough St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 16th September at the age of 53. He was the husband of Luan Maguire, father of Josh and Lorian Maguire, adopted father of Suan Nelson, adopted grandfather of Kyna Nelson, son of Fred Maguire, brother of Tyrell and Joel Maguire, Gwendolyn, Maudlin, Agnes, Diane, Wendy, Sally, and Nancy, son-in-law of Magdalene Renaud, brother-in-law of Nadia, Lorna, and Nicole, Sheldon and Gary Jack, Larry Thomas, and Jackie Wells, uncle of 10. Many other relatives and friends including Dennis King, Pastor and Mrs. Joseph Rayburn, Courtney Bridgman, Pastor Ricardo Aline, Pastor Shirley Simpson, Pastor Godfrey Reed, Pastor Michael Martin, pastors and members of PAWI Grenada District, friends and neighbors of Maribor, Bylands, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Laurie Maguire of Maribor St. Andrew will be held privately. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lockwar Brothers Funeral Home.
Barbara and Norris Lewis of Birchgrove St. Andrew passed away on Wednesday 8th and Thursday 16th September 2021 at the age of 99 and 103. Left to mourn are their children Stella in Trinidad, Chris, Aline, Patricia Lewis and David Lewis in the United Kingdom, several grand, great-grand and great-great-grandchildren, many other relatives and friends including the McQueen and Forrester families of Birchgrove, and friends and neighbours of Birchgrove and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Barbara and Norris Lewis of Birchgrove St. Andrew will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lockwar Brothers Funeral Homes. Ralph Anthony Fisher of River Road St. George passed away on Friday 3rd September 2021 at the age of 85. He was the father of Marilyn in Canada, Claudette in New York, Joyce, Neil and Agnes in Trinidad, Richard in Grenada and Ralph in England, stepfather of Jenny in Canada, Daphne in Venezuela, and Victor in Grenada, brother of Christine, Angela and Ancella in Trinidad, Annette and Alexia in Texas, Francis and Leroy in Trinidad, and Theo in California, grandfather of 17, great-grandfather of 29, step-grandfather of 10, father-in-law of Lenny Harvey and Andrea Fisher, caregiver Ali and Allen, many other close relatives and friends including the Fisher family of St. David, the Doyle family, the Crosby family of Victoria, Herman Mello Peters, Alison Harrison, the Frederick and Simon families of Victoria, and friends and neighbours of River Road. The funeral of the late Ralph Anthony Fisher of River Road St. George will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lockwar Brothers Funeral Homes. Godwin Telesford, also known as Dempsey, of Vendham, who resided at Cemetery Hill St. George's, former employee of Grenada Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, passed away on Thursday, September 16, 2021, at the age of 78. He was the husband of Hannah Telesford, father of Eileen Telesford, deceased, Trevor Clement, Joseph Clement, Nancy Telesford in Canada, Ricky Telesford and Rhonda Telesford in Canada, stepfather of Valerie Clement, Danny Clement, deceased, Mohan, Shezel, Shamila and Rohan Wahid in Guyana, brother of Agneta Alexander, also known as Dada, Stephen Derrick in the USA, Luther Telesford, deceased, Xavier Telesford and Daphne Telesford, father-in-law of Dennis Clement, Valin McCrae in Canada, and Arlene Dadia Telesford, grandfather of Michael Otway, Tricia, Shawnell and Rihanna Clement, Amy McCrae in Canada, Joshua, Rowan and Ezekiel Telesford in Canada, Isaiah and Kyla Telesford, uncle of Gregory Telesford, John Telesford, also known as Giggy Boy, Charmaine Telesford, Sally and Derek in the USA, Anthony, Agatha, Cheryl, Fitzroy, Dexter, Annie, Denari, Popo Boy, Sally-Ann, Elvis, Boyo, David, Samantha, Dawn and Naomi. Other relatives including the Telesford family of Willis and St. David, the Hamilton family of Vendham, the Alexanders, the Thomas family, the Walker family, the McBone family, the Francis family, the Wahids in Guyana, and many others. Friends and neighbours of Cemetery Hill including Loverboy, Jean Palmer, and at Vendham, St. David, the Grenada Seamen and Waterfront Workers Union, Darbo, Guyana, and many more. The funeral of the late Godwin Telesford, also known as Dempsey, of Vendham, who resided at Cemetery Hill St. George's, will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Winsley McLeish of Snellhall St. Patrick passed away on Sunday 19 September 2021 at the age of 82. He was the father of Handel, Alina, and Hansel, grandfather of Amaya, brother of Clary, Amster, Jurian MacLeish, Jim Sylvan, Nita Bernard, Donna and Clarina MacLeish, brother-in-law of Jane, Norma, Lucy, Merlin, Erlin, and Sandra. Many nieces and nephews including Hilary, Aneth, Sarana, Alison, Kathy, Rhea, Betty, Sharon, Martin, Jensen, Wayne, Larry, Earl, Vernon, also known as Tempe, Richard, and Glenn. Many other relatives and close friends including Veronica, Tony, Lincoln, Uncle Joe, the guys from Bend the Corner, Raymond Courtney, the MacLeish, Paul and Best families, the Alexander family of Snellhall and Medays, the Patrick, James, Noel, Pascal, Cheddick and Williams families, the Phillip family in Trinidad, and friends and neighbours of Snellhall and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Winsley MacLeish of Snellhall St. Patrick will be held privately. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Ralda Rhonda Batiste of Felix Park, Crowshoe, St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday, September 26, 2021, at the age of 76. The funeral arrangements for the late Ralda Rhonda Batiste of Felix Park, Crowshoe, St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Osbert Grimes, also known as OG, of Vendham St. George, passed away on Sunday, 26 September 2021, at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Osbert Grimes, also known as OG, of Vendham St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Rodina Teresa Lydia Thomas of Rosehill St. Patrick passed away on Friday, 24th September 2021, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Rodina Teresa Lydia Thomas of Rosehill St. Patrick will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Creswell Derek Romney, also known as Cressy, of Central Grove Estate, St. John, passed away on Friday, 24th September 2021, at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late Creswell Derek Romney, also known as Cressy, of Central Grove Estate, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cecilia Snag Rennie, also known as Lily of Caliste St. George, died on Monday, August 30th, 2021, at the age of 77. The funeral arrangements for the late Cecilia Snag Rennie, also known as Lily, of Caliste St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Arthur Moses of Redgate St. David passed away on Tuesday, 14th September 2021, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Arthur Moses of Redgate St. David will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cephas Felix, also known as Patrick Thomas and Upsetter, of Crowshoe St. Andrew, who resided at John Anglais St. George, a former Calypsonian, passed away on Sunday, 19th September 2021, at the age of 77. The funeral arrangements for the late Cephas Felix, also known as Patrick Thomas and Upsetter, of Crowshoe St. Andrew, who resided at John Anglais St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Olive Agatha Hazard of Syracuse St. David passed away on Wednesday, 22nd September 2021, at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Olive Agatha Hazard of Syracuse St. David will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Alexander Klein of Carrick Hill St. Andrew died on Wednesday, 15th September 2021, at the age of 76. The funeral arrangements for the late Alexander Klein of Carrick Hill, St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Maria Joseph Williams, also known as Aini, of Leicester Carriacou, who resided at Battle Hill, St. Andrew, Grenada, passed away on Tuesday, 21st September 2021. The funeral arrangements for the late Maria Joseph Williams, also known as Aini, of Leicester Carriacou, who resided at Battle Hill, St. Andrew, Grenada, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Devon Ferron Joseph Francisque of Mount Parnassus, St. George, passed away on Thursday, 16th September 2021, at the age of 47. The funeral arrangements for the late Devon Ferron Joseph Francisque of Mount Parnassus, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Eustace Lewis, also known as Tai E of Mount Craven St. Patrick, died on Monday, 20th September 2021, at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late Eustace Lewis, also known as Tai E of Mount Craven St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joan Davidson of Caliste, who resided at Grandon's Housing Scheme, St. George, passed away on Friday, 17th September 2021, at the age of 75. The funeral arrangements for the late Joan Davidson of Caliste, who resided at Grandon's Housing Scheme, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Wilfred Batiste, also known as Soap, of Windsor Forest, St. David, who resided at Richmond Hill, St. George, passed away on Tuesday, 21st September 2021, at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Wilfred Batiste, also known as Soap, of Windsor Forest, St. David, who resided at Belmont, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Gladys Daniel of Walker St. Andrew passed away on Thursday, 16th September 2021, at the age of 96. The funeral arrangements for the late Gladys Daniel of Walker St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Matthew Francois, also known as Ralph John, of Latost St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, 14th September 2021, at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Matthew Francois, also known as Ralph John of Latost St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Edward Mirel of Annandale, St. George, passed away on Wednesday, 15th September 2021, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Edward Mirel of Annandale, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Shirley Teresa Clement née Desrochers, also known as Cousin Shirley, of Petite Martinique, passed away on Saturday, 18th September 2021, at the age of 80. The funeral arrangements for the late Shirley Teresa Clement née Desrochers, also known as Cousin Shirley, of Petite Martinique, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes. Joseph Francisque, also known as Strongman, of St. David, who resided at 8 Blair Street, St. George's, passed away on Friday, 17th September 2021, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Francisque, also known as Strongman, of St. David, who resided at 8 Blair Street, St. George's, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Alwyn Edmund Charles, also known as Mike, of Celeste St. Patrick, passed away on Thursday, 16th September 2021, at the age of 74. The funeral arrangements for the late Alwyn Edmund Charles, also known as Mike, of Celeste St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Alban Chester Alexander, also known as Chester Mark and Kayak, of Nunperel St. Mark, passed away on Saturday, 18th September 2021, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Alban Chester Alexander, also known as Chester Mark and Kayak, of Nunperel St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Dickie Chetram of Woburn St. George passed away on Sunday, September 12, 2021, at the age of 51. The funeral arrangements for the late Dickie Chetram of Woburn St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Karen Lois Noel Bartholomew of Monkrush St. George died on Wednesday, 15th September 2021, at the age of 48. The funeral arrangements for the late Karen Lois Noel Bartholomew of Monkrush St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Anderson Houston, also known as Andy of Grandance St. George, passed away on Sunday, 12th September 2021, at the age of 44. The funeral arrangements for the late Anderson Houston, also known as Andy, of Grandance St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Dominic Eustace Lucas, also known as Sonny, Copper, and Garden, of Lower Depredine Street, Grove, St. John, passed away on Saturday, 4th September 2021, at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Dominic Eustace Lucas, also known as Sonny, Copper, and Garden, of Lower Depredine Street, Grove, St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Angeline George of Caliste St. George, who resided in the USA, passed away on Tuesday, 17th August 2021, at the age of 61. The funeral arrangements for the late Angeline George of Caliste St. George, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Alice Angelina Francis, also known as Alice John and Connor, of Mongeloo Carriacou, who resided at Brunswick, passed away on Wednesday, 25th August 2021, at the age of 100. The funeral arrangements for the late Alice Angelina Francis, also known as Alice John and Connor, of Mongeloo Carriacou, who resided at Brunswick Carriacou, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Jean Joseph of Beaulieu St. George passed away on Saturday, 21st August 2021 in Canada, at the age of 72. The funeral arrangements for the late Jean Joseph of Beaulieu St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Wendell Jonathan Caliste, also known as Crop, of Riverwood St. George, passed away on Monday, 23rd August, at the age of 57. The funeral service of the late Wendell Jonathan Caliste, also known as Crop of Riverwood St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.
14 and verse 13. Blessed is the day that died in the Lord. If your loved one died in the Lord, you have nothing to worry about. You could be confident that that one is in a better place. But what about you who are left behind to mourn? What if you had been called? Were you ready? If you are not ready, you can be ready while you're alive. The word of God says it's appointed unto man once to die, but after this is the judgment. So you can live, and after death, you're going to live forever. You would not be disintegrated into nothing. You would be living forever. So while you're alive is the time to be ready to meet the Lord. I would like to encourage you to give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ while you are still on the earth. There is no repentance after death. The time is now. The Lord Jesus Christ gave his life on the cross so that you can have life. And while you are living is the time to make it right with the Lord. Jonah said in Jonah chapter 4 and verse 3, it is better to die than to live. So the dead should be happy if they die in the Lord. If you are not sure that you are ready, if your time comes, you can be ready. You can be ready even at this very moment. If you'd only open your heart to receive the Lord Jesus Christ and pray this simple prayer. Just say, Lord Jesus, I am sad because my loved one has gone, but I am left behind and I want to be ready when my time comes. So I'm asking you to forgive me for my sins. I'm asking you to give me eternal life. Forgive me, cleanse me from all unrighteousness, and save me so that when my time comes, I can live with you. I trust that you meant what you said. I trust that you believe the word of God. And as we end this program with you, encouraging you, strengthening you in your time of sorrow, your preparation for your time should be now. God bless you, and see you next time. Amen.